As the text says, they call this attentional capture a pop-out sort of experiment where if something just pops up, you can't ignore it, and it demands attention. So this is attentional capture, the formal name for it. And by this, they mean to imply that certain stimuli cause an involuntary shift of attention just by their appearance when you're not expecting it. And many have described this as a bottom-up process. You just can't ignore something that just jumps into your sphere of attention, your spotlight, if you will. So in this study, and I think it's very direct, these participants viewed displays such as the one shown in 4.11, which we're looking at. And at first, the participants saw 6 gray circles with figure 8s inside. And after a second, 1,000 milliseconds, all but one of the circles changed to red, and all the figure 8s changed to letters. Only one of the circles remained gray. The participants were instructed to move their eyes only to the gray circle and decide as quickly as possible whether it contained a C or a reverse C. On half those trials, the gray circles changed to red. Another 7th circle suddenly appeared as we're looking here, and it was red. And even though this new object was irrelevant, it drew attention away from the participants' task, extending their reaction time to make a decision. Now, I'm sorry, this image isn't so good. The author didn't give me a better image than this. But I have an extra red circle that showed up in addition to the gray circle that has the C in it. And just by virtue of it appearing, it delayed my reaction to declaring whether the C was front-facing or back-facing. So this is evidence for something just popping up and grabbing attention. Even though it's irrelevant, we have trouble fighting past it, and we tend to do a worse job, if you will. So I like this idea of it's so basic. There's nothing at all complicated about it, but it just shows that we have trouble suppressing things that are unexpected, even if we have a job to do, and that's plausibly a bottom-up process. So, very simple experiment, but one of the newer ones, even though it's 26 years old now, compared to the things that we've spoken of before, 1998 is fairly recent. But I enjoy this sort of things. Now, of course, this is back in the day when you guys were, well, I should stop mentioning people are of different ages, but I think in the early 2000s, websites had, more than they do now, pop-up ads. It's not so bad now, but it was overwhelming 20 and 22 years ago, where you would just go to a mainstream site like ESPN.com or CBSNews.com and just get inundated with these pop-up ads. And to their credit, I guess you could say, they're hard to ignore, and they're a little bit difficult to fight past, and they certainly get in the way of a basic task like this. Even though it was unexpected and it's irrelevant and you think you could fight past it, just the very appearance of it slows down what we were intending to do, is something as basic as a front-facing C or a backward-facing C.